Failure is a great teacher. When I was 16, I was at a judo grading and I lost my last match. I had the opportunity to go up 2 grades in one day if I had to win against a much larger and much more skilled opponent. I lost with a couple of seconds to go. Now, at the time, I was a kid. I was devastated. I was just so upset. And then I was really confused because after that loss, they offered me a place on the national team. I made the team on the strength of how I lost, not any of the matches I'd won that day. I didn't understand that at the time, but fortunately, I have lost and failed many, many more times since then. In my second nursing home as an administrator, I failed pretty badly in every measurable way. Now, it wasn't for a lack of effort. Not until COVID hit had I worked quite so many hours as I did in that building. I was just in way over my head. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I didn't know. And also, I've never seen as many unusual things happen in one building as happened there. We had two IJs before I ever found my office. About 16 hours into that first day, I made it back to my hotel, collapsed to sleep, and then they called me and said the building was on fire. That was the first of three fires that we have, if you count the ambulance that exploded in my parking lot. That's what the newsletter is named after. We had car crashes, a 6 week long survey in my first 3 months, several elopements. The city sewer line backed up through the whole building with a 6 inch deep, horrific river down the hallway. We took in 100 extra patients once for 2 weeks. We had a triage in the dining room, didn't go home for 2 weeks, day and night, because of wildfires. I had an attempted armed robbery there. A family of skunks moved into the attic. Now, there's loads more. I'm leaving out a lot of doozies just for some privacy reasons, but those are just highlights of the fire hose of crazy over 18 months. But the point is, even an experienced and a good leader might have struggled. And I was neither of those things, experienced or good. It took me 18 months to learn a few really important things. All of my successes from my first building were nothing to do with me. They were about the amazing team that I had. Thanks, Marilyn. My job was to build, trust, empower, support, teach, and inspire that team, not to work every hour of the day trying to do everything. And of course, you have to ask for help. I still am learning that one. Now, my third building was very busy and complex and had one of the highest acuity patient populations that I've seen in the thousands of buildings that I've been to. It also had more than its fair share of weird and wacky things that happened, but we went 2 years without a deficiency there. That team so far has produced 9 nursing home administrators, 14 directors of nursing, 3 regional directors of ops, 4 clinical regionals, 2 VPs of marketing. Now, several of those folks in those positions were CNAs at the time there. That place was a leadership factory. Now, I was very fortunate to have people like that. But the thing that made the difference there in success and failure, they were a high functioning team. Now, there's a lot of scholarship out there on what makes a high functioning team. And I'm not going to pretend to be an academic or quote research on it. I'm just going to give you a couple of really simple things that I found that make a difference in building the team that you want to have. The first one is genuine care for your team. Whether it's a good or a hard conversation, it's a good thing or a bad thing, whatever it is you have to do, you have to genuinely care about that person and you cannot fake it. Second thing is integrity. Do what you say you're going to do. Follow through. Make sure that things are done. Third one is all my HR friends will love, fair and consistent. Take the personalities out of the decision, take the history out. What is the right thing to do? What would you do in that situation for anyone, no matter who it is? Next down is learn every single day. Don't be afraid to tell your team that you don't know and have them teach you. And then go and do. Apply the things that you've learned. Get your hands dirty. Get in there and do what they taught you. But then you have to go and become an expert and become a teacher. Learn the detail, learn the nuance, learn all the different ways that something can work, learn all of the details in the regulation, and be that expert that can teach and help your team grow as well. You learn from them and they learn from you. But at the end of the day, whenever you get those results, you take the blame. Give the credit. You don't take the credit, you take the blame. You can take the bullet a lot easier than they can. And then the last thing really is let them be amazing. Don't be that boss that's going to go and dictate the font size and font style and anything that you do. Their solution might be different from yours, but it's going to be better because they own it. And that ownership that they take is going to make them really make sure that it works. I'm grateful for every loss, every failure, every injustice, every disappointment. Not necessarily right in that moment, but it helps you to grow and to learn. And far more importantly, it helps you understand what your team might be going through so you can help them hit their potential and hopefully be even better than you while they teach and grow new leaders themselves.